We look at Bangladesh and say who's the best in Bangladesh to participate, and then we say okay, they have a slot of 5 people, and then they can send 5 people. We have the lectures are like the key thing in the meeting. Then there are panel discussions about not only science but also societal implications of science, where we have Nobel laureates talking about current issues. In the afternoon, the Nobel laureates and young people get together for so-called afternoon discussions. They take 2 hours. Only laureates and only young researchers are able or allowed to attend. So there's no media, there are no people accompanying those young people to Germany. It's really just those young people and the laureates. And there's no moderator so far. So they are allowed to ask any question they like, which really helps to open up the discussion. They might start with some very personal questions, how to get along with family and science, how they, what was their biggest challenge in their scientific career, and then they move on, to those science questions. And what we know not only from the laureates, or what we know from the laureates is that they really appreciate this kind of open discussion, and they take a lot out of it and say, well, they ask questions I was thinking about like weeks, and they just have listened to my lecture and they came up with the same question. So that's quite impressive for them. Another really important part of the whole program is the social program. We're not a kind of conference where we fly in speakers and then fly them out in the evening. We have like concerts, dinners. There's a boat trip, a traditional boat trip to an island where our president lives. She's the Countess Bernadotte, on Friday. So all these kinds of things are designed to enable a dialogue between young people and Nobel laureates. And it happens. I mean, if you look how they interact during their dinners and on the boat and wherever they meet in the conference hall, there's always chatting around. And then, yeah, that's what I said, all aspects of the program aim for encouraging a dialogue. Of course, we can't do this without our partners. I also say that we have the council that is organizing the meeting. The council was founded like 3 years after their foundation in 1951, and in the year 2000 they established a foundation which collects money in order to keep the meetings organized and enable young people from poorer countries also to attend the meeting. And those are some of the partners. So now we are coming to the online thing of the meetings. And when I suggested to the council that we should go for online as well, they said, well, why? Because, there are people that are not very often online. They don't have profiles on Facebook. But they realized that there are far more people that want to attend the meetings that we can ever facilitate in Lindau. Not only that Lindau is a very small city on a very small island, but also we can't expand the meeting by just to 1,000 young researchers if you only have there 20 or 30 Nobel laureates. So they said we want to use the online tools to take the dialogue that is taking place in Lindau to those people who are not able to attend. And the question for us is, how do we do that now? We have some experience with Facebook, Beatrice will tell you more about, but that's not the end yet. We just started, so that's why we decided to come here and listen to what you guys are saying. How we came here is that we invited Bora and PC to Lindau last year, and we met them there. And then we learned about this meeting, and thought it would be a good idea to come here. Okay. Do you want to say something about the online stuff?
Well, we started with blogging in 2008. At this moment I was working for science blogs in Germany. I've built up science blogs in Germany, and Christian asked me, what can we do? Do you have any idea for a blog? And I said, yeah, well, you're welcome. We would be very proud to support Linda with a blog. And in the first year we just had 3 bloggers and myself doing the whole stuff. And it was very successful from the beginning. We had page impressions like 3,000–4,000 a day, and well, just by starting, nobody knew us before, so it was really great how it worked. But what we see is you have this week, and the whole week it's running quite well, but after the week it's like cut, and every communication is finished. Nobody talks about it anymore. So the last year we said we want to give it a wider online range and to try more. So we started with Twitter and with Facebook. With Facebook it was very, well, that's what's going on. You start a fan page and you invite people to come there, and just in a short time, like 2 or 3 weeks, you get 300, 400 fans, and then you get 1,000 fans, but there's no real interaction. I don't know what your experiences are there. If you are, does anybody run a Facebook fan page or a group? Yeah. So maybe you can tell us what's going on there.
I think in order for it to be interactive, for there to be lots of this, it needs to be ran like a blog. It needs to be updated every day and managed every day. Some of the organizations I know that use it actually have somebody dedicated to that. That's what they do. They're the manager for the Facebook group.
You have to ask for input on Facebook.
That's exactly the issue right there. You have to almost solicit.
Comments.
I work for a zoo, and we're constantly asking people, send us photos that you've taken with your family at the zoo, tell us stories of your last zoo
And you have
visit,
to
that
ask
sort of thing.
questions as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. But that's what we tried before this meeting with the group. You also have a group, and well, I asked them because of this meeting, what would they suggest to us? What would they like, and is it does it even make sense to try to keep the dialogue on such a platform as social media is on Facebook? And one of 600 said 6 have answered finally. But they said yes, it's making sense. What's okay so far?
That's about right ratio. In case of Wikipedia, only 1% of visitors contributors to the Wikipedia. So you got it right.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Good to hear that.
But that's very similar to our experience as well. And I still think we're going through early days with these sites and how we engage with people. But you try different touch pads. You try doing polls. You try doing photos, and we don't get that much engagement in all honesty. But yeah, I think it's just trial and error. I think with these things, as you say, it's about just finding the right way to engage them, try to find the right way to get their input, and see how that blossoms.
Also, it can take time to build a community.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, it's like if you're posting stuff every day, it might take 3-6 months before you actually get, people realise it's constant updating, and something that's the site's not, dormant all the time.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing about Facebook is it doesn't tell your readers that your site's been updated, like other sites do.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I get notifications.
You get notifications. Well, it will appear on the wall, but it's not like you don't get messages or anything.
It should appear in your newsfeed unless you turn it off. I'm thinking about demographics, and I'm wondering if Facebook is the right platform for you. Have you
That's your
considered
question.
Have you considered live journal? Because my sense of live journal is that you're more likely to get people who are going to engage in extended pieces of discourse, if you will. I mean, instead of kind of like drive-by updating their status, kind of. I think the sense of Facebook is a little more, I don't know, lightweight. that might not be the right word.
And actually, your messages were actually